Welcome to the shed. I'm Syd, Mackie's on the camera, and today we are going to learn how to replace a broken spoke. So this is kind of a special episode because a thing just happened.
A crazy thing.
A crazy, totally unbelievable, amazing thing, and that is that we hit 100,000 subscribers on this channel. I really cannot express how amazed I am that there are 100,000 of you out there who are willing to click subscribe on this wacky little channel where we just mess around in the shed and play with cats and occasionally learn things. Actually, I think we've learned a lot. Today we are going to celebrate by fixing my broken wheel. But actually, broken spoke is a video that has been requested quite a bit, and we haven't done it because literally never break spokes. Except for that one time a week ago. But actually, we've been using these wheels forever. I do not remember the last time I broke a spoke, and then there I was, JRA on the e-bike on a flat gravel road, and this happened. Oh, I promise you there's a broken spoke in here somewhere. Oh, here it is. For this task, you will need your wheel, a replacement spoke of the right type and length, possibly a spoke nipple, your spoke wrench, a cassette tool, chain whip, and most likely, if you also punctured your rim tape, more rim tape and a tire lever. And scissors, which we don't have yet. Everyone hold tight. Oh, and scissors. And look how cool these scissors are. They are oil slick.
What happened? Why are you doing this? Tell me everything.
Because I was JRA and the spoke just broke, which actually I was going to ask you, why did that happen? That's never happened to me before. I've broken spokes in traumatic ways, but not just la-di-da, here I am.
I honestly don't know.
It just happens sometimes.
Just happens sometimes.
Bummer. So the first question that I think we should answer is, what should you do when this happens to you on a race? Because obviously wiggling it around and puncturing your rim tape was the wrong move, because then I had to ride home on a flat tire.
Also, you don't want to let it bounce around too much because it can get caught in your cassette.
Well, that's what I was trying to stop it from doing, so I just was tucking it in there, but I obviously poked it back in, and so it punctured.
If you are going to try to make it stop, you want to pull
make it stop
down as you're doing it.
Seems obvious now, I just didn't think about it at the time.
And then just wrap it around another spoke that's next to it.
Well, there goes my rim tape again. Like that.
Well, that might scratch it. What I would probably do instead,
Bossy Mackie.
twist it around this.
Oh, you can twist it. I didn't realize it twisted so much.
Okay. There you go. Something like that.
Still definitely punctured the rim tape. Obviously, if you had electrical tape in your pack, probably the move would be to just tape it.
Or zip tie it, possibly?
Exactly, because all this bending around is increasing the chances that you're going to puncture your rim tape. This wheel is a mess. Let's not focus on that. I don't want to hear about it. I just really don't. It's in rough shape. I'm in rough shape. So cassette off.
Cassette off. And the reason you have to do that is because you can't get it in there to run it without doing that. And same with the rotor, which you have already removed.
Oh yeah, I did. Why did I do that?
Because you were swapping the wheel so that you could ride.
Of course. I took the other wheel off my other bike to put on my e-bike because I wanted to ride my e-bike, and now I want to ride that bike. So here we are, fixing this wheel. In the spirit of just waiting until the absolute last possible moment to fix things, which is not in the spirit of this channel.
You can do it on the smallest.
Oh yeah, I always forget his fake chain whip business. Okay. I think I did this wrong. I need to put this here. I feel like lefty-loosey. Yeah, no, we're good. We're not good. I need to amend that tenet of our channel, which is don't force except the things you are supposed to force. Which apparently this is one of them.
You could also put the cassette tool up higher so that you have more
leverage. Oh, you mean
I
was trying to do earlier? Oh, like that?
No, I'm talking about the cassette tool, not the lock ring.
Oh, up here.
Yeah, just to give yourself a little bit better leverage. Not like you were talking about earlier.
Oh, there it goes. That was hard. Okay. Well, that's dirty and gross, kind of like the rest of the wheel. Don't leave your tools on the ground, Syd. I've never done this before. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that the next step is the spoke wrench up here.
Yep.
Cool. And there's something about spokes where it's like the opposite of what you think it is. Am I doing this right?
As long as the spoke is not spinning.
Spoke spinning.
Yep. You're gonna have to make the spoke not spin.
Well, that's not easy. Yeah, it's definitely still spinning. I'm having a bad time. You mentioned the thing about pliers. I'm now ready to listen to that advice. Pliers, add pliers to your list of things you might need.
Basically, you need to keep the spoke from spinning, which is the hard part.
Cool, I'll just do that with my 3 extra hands. You want to get your wheel in a romantic embrace. Like the tango. Bottom, bum, bum, bottom, bum, bum. That was more like a polka.
Your spoke is spinning. Yep.
Well, then the pliers were a bad idea, huh? We are making progress at like an excruciatingly slow pace. Why? Okay, this is literally the most irritating part, is that I cannot seem to figure out which of these.
There's also numbers on them, so you could now look at the numbers so that you would know which one it was
12.
in the future. Okay, so you could give the spoke more of a right angle at the end, and then hold the right angle. The thing to remember is if you have not broken your rim tape yet, you want to keep trying to avoid doing so.
We're being a bit lax with that because it's long gone. Oh yeah, this bend idea was a great idea.
Syd just bent the spoke so that it would not spin round and round.
God, I'm glad I don't break spokes all the time. Those are a pain in the butt.
Okay, before you let it all the way out, now you definitely want to put that up, because otherwise your spoke nipple will fall into your wheel and disappear.
Oh, wow.
And then you will have to take off the rim tape.
Which we were gonna do, but we're now spinning much easier. Okay, so gravity is your friend for not losing the Snokes nipple.
Snokes nipple.
Take a drink every time we say spoke nipple. Just kidding, don't do that.
Of water, you mean, of course.
Or hydration.
Aha!
Right.
So the spoke nipple is there. If you push it up, it could disappear.
Actually, no.
No?
Because we're trying to not use another spoke nipple. We have one just in cases. Oh, it's magic. The tire is gone. Actually, our camera just did something weird and deleted the previous clip. So all we had done was take the tire off. So we can put a link, if you don't know how to do that, to some other video where we take a tire off, because it was gross and I'm not doing it again. There were some major stands urchins. You guys kind of missed out. The tire is off. We decided to do that because we wanted to examine the rim tape, and yes, indeed, that is why I have a flat. There's a wee little hole there. It's tiny, like, good, give me a break.
This is something that we learned this time, is that you should measure your spoke after you remove it from the wheel, because we had purchased the wrong length spoke. Now we have the right length spoke.
It's fairly obvious how this goes in, if you're willing to think about it for a second, is that obviously this spoke is going to go in from this direction because it's going outside,
Yeah.
inside, outside, inside, outside,
alternates.
inside. In it goes. Which is not as easy as I had hoped. In you go. In you go. Okay. So we're like that, and so now we need to go under this one, like this one, and then over this one, like that one.
Okay.
I really apologize if that didn't make any sense. So we're gonna pull that guy over, and you do like bend it a little bit, but you know,
So this is the point where if you're trying to avoid puncturing your rim tape,
it's gonna be hard.
you have to flex it. Since we have to redo the, so basically what you would do is just flex this down while pushing the
let's
nipple
try,
up as
yeah.
much as you can.
Come on, baby. Oh, yep, there goes my rim tape. All right, well. All right, so we're in. Should we replace the nipples? Do people want to know how to do that?
What you would do now if you were not replacing the rim tape is you would just tighten, that's not the spoke.
It's this one.
You would tighten the spoke or the nipple onto the spoke. But because we have to replace the rim tape anyway, go ahead and pull the rim tape off and we can show what it's like to replace a nipple as well.
feel like this is one of those random little tasks that I have trouble with just because of like finger strength issues. Ah, there we go.
What I often do is use a tire lever.
Use this end bit.
So you push up on that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, like hook it there and then pull up on both sides with both hands. Keep going.
No! Oh my god, it's not even budging. It's gonna like shoot up and hit me in the face. Oh gosh. Wow, that was intense. So far the hardest part of this job. Great. And here's my new spoke because it's all blah. Oh, can I use a screwdriver?
Yes.
Oh, dang. I'm so excited.
And so now it's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. That is why it's
Right.
upside down when
Totally.
you're doing the spoke.
Makes perfect sense now. It's still really loose and funny looking compared to the other ones. Just keep going.
Yep.
Wow, this is so much better. Definitely worth redoing the rim tape. Actually, I hate redoing rim tape, so we'll find out in a second.
You get it started that way, and then you do the final touch with a truing stand and a spoke wrench. And if you were going to replace the spoke nipple, which we did not, you would have just popped it out, stuck the new one in, and then screwed it in.
Did we not replace it because the new ones we got are black and we want them to match?
Yeah, that, and also it's not a Phillips on the top. It's a weird other thing.
Yeah, that would be annoying.
Yeah.
Lefty tighty. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is true this wheel. We're not gonna go through every step in this video. We'll put a link up here to the truing a wheel video for all the detail and more that you could ever possibly need about truing your wheel. But you will need to true your wheel after you replace the spoke. Okay, like I've seen way worse. I've ridden way worse. I mean, it's got a wobble, but like, dang.
It's got a pretty good wobble.
This is as good as it's gonna get. This wheel has a massive dent in it, which is not helping our wheel truing things. As mentioned, we are not gonna discuss the state of this wheel. I don't wanna see a single comment about it. Similar to wheel truing, we're not gonna go through every single step here because we have a video about that, which we'll put a link to. The rim is taped. We're gonna pop this tire back on, and then the cassette back on, and the rotor. Where is the rotor? Step one, look for the arrow. Mackie can always tell by looking at the tread. I always think I can tell, and then like 50% of the time I'm wrong, so I've learned to look for the arrow. We've missed a step. Do you know what it is? Putting the valve core back in.
Valve stem, yeah.
We learned to do this from the bottom, time that I poked the hole in the wrong place. We also learned to get our fingers out of the way. I feel like I've definitely done that before where you put the tire all the way on out the valve stem. Then you're like, cool, there's no way to put air in this. I actually think if I were doing this again, I do personally like to have the cassette and stuff on before I put the tire on because I get confused. And it's very easy to put it on the wrong way. But since I happen to be thinking about it right now, put the cassette on the right. Since the internet is watching, we'll put this here. Though this is my wheel.
You can do whatever you want. You're the boss.
Quick trick for getting the tire on the rim, which if you have these kind of heavy enduro tires and a tight tire rim combo, it can be a pain, but you can go all the way around and squeeze everybody into the middle. Just like everybody in the middle, all the way
Everybody
around.
get in the middle.
If you're having trouble getting it onto the rim, you don't want the bead to be seated. In this next step, we are gonna want the bead to be seated. Yeah, it likes to go back to being seated.
Until you want it to be seated and then it doesn't want to.
Oh man, that's really close. I used to have to use like 12 tire levers to get a tire on. This trick has helped a lot.
Oh, you're so close.
Yeah, it's gonna go.
Nice.
If you don't have a charger pump or a air compressor, we have a video for that too, and it'll be there. But we are not gonna do that right now because we're lazy. Hey, these things are great, man. This is how you replace a broken spoke in 1 minute. Start by removing the brake rotor and cassette, then remove the spoke using a spoke wrench. If necessary, bend the spoke and use pliers to keep it from spinning. Remember that everything is backwards when loosening and tightening a spoke with a spoke wrench. Now measure your spoke to make sure you get the correct length replacement spoke. If you will be replacing your rim tape because the broken spoke punctured it, or because you're also replacing the spoke nipple, remove the tire, valve stem, and rim tape. Now thread the spoke into the hub, making sure it is correctly located relative to the adjacent spokes. Now it's time to tighten the spoke. If you removed your rim tape, you can use a screwdriver to get it started. If not, you'll be using a spoke wrench from the get-go. Tighten the spoke quite a bit, then throw it in a touring stand and get it as straight as possible. Now retape your wheel, pop the tire back on, install your cassette and rotor, and you're ready to ride.